Okay, so since I am waiting for my books, I sent an email to Clyde, and Nathan, his son, replied and said that the books are being shipped directly here in Canada. I get them in the mailbox, so that's Canada Post, so I'm not sure what's going to happen there. They're on strike, and whenever they're done striking, I guess, and just wait for them. But I do have something I want to share out of a book by A. Enoch. I'm going to share the last part of it, Spirits, and Spirituality. I would get this book because it is so tremendous. You want to get a detailed view of spirit, soul, and body. Honestly, he goes into really in depth here. But the last part of this is just so tremendous and so heightened. God's Spirit is the source of strength, splendor, and delight. In vivification, God will give us a far more glorious body than we now possess. Nothing like this is said of our spirit. It is not in the same class with the flesh. The disposition of the Spirit is life and peace. Romans 8:6. The change in vivification, Romans 8:11, is not due to our spirit, but to the homing of God's Spirit in us. Even in our mortal bodies, we have an earnest of His Spirit. And it brings us a foretaste of future vivification when we use our members to please God. And it is by the power of His Spirit that our bodies will be transformed and glorified, not our own. In this way will God be all in us. Hence, there's no need to change our spirits or give them power or glory. The Spirit of God is in us, and this will be a source of continuous and unceasing strength, splendor, and delight. Our own spirits will be wielded with His, no longer dragged in the dust by the death-dealing flesh, but raised to the highest heights by association with the life-giving Spirit of God. When the Spirit is supreme, our humiliation will be past. Our vitality will be so vast, will be so vibrant, with life, with incorruption, deathlessness, power, and glory. This will be as marked as corruption, mortality, weakness, and shame are now. So our new glorious bodies will just be the total contrastive deal, where the opposite will be in play in spirit, which is God's Spirit animating our new body, just fully vivified and fully vibrating in God's universe. It's just so tremendous and powerful, you can't even explain it with human words. And all this will be brought about by simply imparting the Spirit without measure. There's a close analogy between life and salvation. Physical life, like Israel's salvation, is a combination of works and grace. The Spirit was given, yet it must be exercised. But the grace we now have is all of God, without any works of ours. So is like the fullness of the Spirit and the life that is to be. It is simply God, by His Spirit, becoming our all. No longer will we derive power, life, spirit from Him in driblets through hindering channels, but we will bask directly in the beneficent beams of His irradiating Spirit. Mankind, to be human, must have a body. It cannot be changed into a formless spirit and remain humanity, or fulfill its functions in God's purpose. But hitherto the body has been the means of its humiliation and degradation. In the future, the Spirit will be the cause of its rise and exaltation. Now the Spirit is suppressed and defeated. In the future, it will be untrammeled and victorious. May this little glimpse of its future permanence and power and supremacy help us in our present life to give it the place supreme.